Well, happy 4th of July to everybody out there. Is everybody going to have a cookout and watch the fireworks? I won't be cooking out. Uh, but if I'm still awake, I will be able to see the fireworks from my house. Probably won't be awake, though, because I just heard on the news that they'll probably start around the 10-ish hour, as they said. So they're getting a little bit of a later start than usual. But used to watch them all the time from either my den or, just step outside the back door and watch them. But, now that people's getting underway with that, and since it's been a holiday and the George Zimmerman trial has been put on hold until tomorrow, I thought I'd talk about a different case. And this is a case that it's a shame it was never solved. This case was never solved until now. And it really won't be completely solved because we really won't know what happened or why. It's the case of a woman who had been missing for over 28 years. Her name was Joanne Nichols. She was a school teacher. I believe she taught kindergarten. I believe that's what she was. She was a first grade teacher at Gayhead Elementary School in Hopewell Junction, New York. She was reported missing on December 21st, 1985 by her husband, James Nichols. He reported her missing. They later found her car in the parking lot of a shopping center. So, it would appear that she was either kidnapped or ran off or whatever. At the time of her disappearance, she was 55. And this was in 1985. Well, her husband, James Nichols, passed away recently. And after he passed away, I think they tried to find somebody, contact relatives or something, to claim his body. I believe he was found dead in the home. And he was in his 80s. And they couldn't find any relatives, so I'm assuming that he and his wife never had children. And he, if he couldn't find anybody to claim his body, he was basically alone in the house. Or so they thought. So, a construction worker, I guess, the house must have gone to the state for taxes or whatever. And a construction worker was going to clean the house out, and he happened to come across a false wall in the basement. And he took the false wall down, and behind the false wall was a big plastic bin, and inside the bin was a plastic bag wrapped in a sheet. So, and inside this plastic bag wrapped in a sheet were skeletal remains, and they have been positively identified as the skeletal remains of the 55-year-old Joanne Nichols, missing since 1985. They said that of course, her body had skeletonized, and that her hands were found tied with a rope, I guess behind her back. Her hands were still tied with a rope, and said a large part of the right side of her skull was missing. So either he shot her in the head, or he beat her repeatedly in the head. What did he do with that part of the skull that did not go into that bin? He must have thrown it away. So, all of these years, he's lived in that house with his wife in that bin in the basement. I wonder if he was ever haunted by that. And I think, when he died, he was in his 80s, so they both had been in their 50s when this had happened. It said, you know, since nobody claimed him, he was buried by the Dutchess County Department of Community and Family Services in an unknown location. And so it also says that they were only able to find 2 family members, but neither one of them were able to claim the body. They must have been like distant relatives. But it seemed like if you only have 2 relatives, that the one closest to you, be it a cousin, niece, nephew, whatever, would be able to claim your body. I don't know why they weren't able to claim the body. Unless maybe they just didn't want to claim the body. So it's like, and especially with them not having any family, it's going to be a real hard mystery to solve as to why he would kill her. If her hands were tied, he had to have had her tied up and then killed her. And then no doubt took her car to a shopping center to make it look like she had run off with the mailman or whatever. But that's kind of a sad case because of the fact that there's no family members and really nobody knew. You know, he really didn't associate with anybody, so nobody's ever going to know. Well, this man probably tortured his wife before he killed her and put her behind a false wall. If you have any strange cases, just leave me a video comment or just a plain comment. And until next time, bye-bye.